Harvey Specter walks into the room. No one says a word, but everyone feels it. The impeccable navy blue suit, the sharp peak lapels forming a powerful V-shape across his chest, the structured shoulders that seem sculpted to dominate that space. He does not need to shout, he does not need to gesture. The clothing speaks for him. And what it says is simple: I have already won before you even opened your mouth. Have you ever stopped to think why a fictional character like Harvey Specter became a global icon of men's style? Why men from London to Tokyo study every detail of his suits? The answer is not just in the Tom Ford fabric or the silk ties. It is in what that look communicates: power, confidence, unapologetic masculinity. But here is the problem. Most men today are wearing the masculine equivalent of an apology. Jogger pants because they are comfortable. Sweatshirts because they work from home, sneakers in situations that clearly call for leather shoes. And then they wonder why they are not taken seriously, why they do not get that promotion, why they do not make the impression they hope to. The truth no one wants to tell you is this: your clothing is your armor, and you are walking into battle unarmed. There are men who walk into a room and change the energy of the place. It is not magic, it is not luck. It is visual strategy. Gabriel Macht, the actor who plays Harvey Specter, said something revealing in an interview. They wanted him to be a masculine man, strong, in the style of Steve McQueen, someone who could wear a three-piece suit and make it look modern, with wide lapels and everything else. The key word here is masculine, because there is a silent war happening against masculinity and style. In the last 20 years, men's fashion has been hijacked. First came the ultra-skinny suits that barely allowed you to breathe. Then the pants so tight they looked like leggings, lapels as thin as pins, unstructured shoulders. Everything designed to make you look smaller, weaker, less imposing. The fast fashion industry sold that lie because it was easier, cheaper, produce one cut and say it fits everyone. The result: an entire generation of men wearing clothes designed to hide their masculinity, not to celebrate it. But the year 2025 is bringing a silent revolution. Major fashion houses are returning to the power of classic tailoring. Ermenegildo Zegna showcased structured shoulders and wider lapels on the fall runways. Tom Ford never abandoned the powerful silhouette, and even more accessible brands are realizing men want to look like men again. Wide lapels are making a strong comeback, and it is not 80s nostalgia. It is pure visual science. Wide lapels create a V-line that starts from your face and flows down to your waist, visually broadening your shoulders and narrowing your torso. It is the same principle that makes Superman look invincible. The V-shape communicates strength, decisiveness, authority. Harvey Specter wears almost exclusively peak lapels, the ones that point upward toward your shoulders. Why? Because they are more formal than the traditional notch lapels. They say, "I did not come here to be one more. I came to dominate. Every detail matters. The lapel gorge, that point where the lapel meets the collar, must not be too high or too low. Too high and you look like a stage magician. Too low and you look stuck in the 1970s. The secret is in the balance, and that is exactly why tailors charge thousands of dollars. They understand that millimeters make the difference between power and punchline. Let me tell you something that will change how you see clothing. Masculinity is not about shouting. It is about whispering with such authority that everyone stops to listen. That is why the color palette of a powerful man is limited. Navy blue, charcoal gray, coal, black, deep brown. These colors do not scream for attention. They walk through the room and simply take over. Navy blue communicates confidence and professionalism. It's the color of naval uniforms, diplomats, and men who command respect without needing to ask for it. Charcoal gray, intelligence and stability. It is technically a non-color, which means it pairs with everything. Black, absolute power, Maximum authority. It is the color presidents wear for important speeches and CEOs wear to close billion-dollar deals. But here is the trick. It is not the colors that make the man. It is how he wears them. A poorly fitted navy blue suit made of cheap fabric will make you look like a used car salesman. The same navy blue in high twist wool with perfect shoulder fit and a sleeve length that shows exactly half an inch of cuff. That makes you look like the one who signs checks, not the one who receives them. And this is the crucial point that separates men who dress well from men who dress powerfully. Fit, tailoring, cut, call it what you will. You can own a $10,000 suit, but if it does not fit your body, you have already lost. On the other hand, you can take a decent off-the-rack suit to a skilled tailor and suddenly you look like $1 million. Think of Jack Reacher, not the book version, where he is described as a giant. Think of Alan Ritchson, the actor who plays Reacher in the Amazon series. The man is massive. Probably nothing off the rack fits him. So what then? Everything he wears is tailored. Every jacket, every shirt, every pair of jeans. The result is that he looks exactly like the character should, a man who could break you in half without effort. If it works for a man built like a refrigerator, it works for you. It does not matter if you are 5'7" or 6'3", skinny or muscular. The right fit will make you look better, stronger, more confident. It is an investment that pays off every single time you put that clothing on. And if you want me to be brutally honest, the difference between a man people respect and a man people ignore often comes down to this. One takes his clothing to a tailor. The other believes a size medium fits everyone with that number on the chest. Now let me show you something few men understand. Function before fashion, always. Every classic piece in the male wardrobe was originally created to serve a purpose. The blazer. It was made for athletes who went out hunting or played tennis. Yes, in the early tennis tournaments, men wore blazers. The leather bomber jacket, created for World War II pilots who needed something warm inside unpressurized cabins at 10,000 feet. Western boots, designed for cowboys who spent 16 hours a day on horseback. Each of these pieces was developed because men needed them. Not because they were fashionable, not because some designer in Paris decided it was cool, but because they served a real function. And that is why they still work today. That is why you can put on a bomber jacket and look masculine, confident, ready for anything. The piece carries its history in every stitch. Here is what you need to do. Stop buying things just because they are in style. Ask yourself, will this serve me? Does this have a function? Will this help me do my job better? Jogger pants are comfortable, but what do they communicate? That you have given up. That comfort is more important than impression. That you are not willing to make the effort. Compare that with a pair of well-cut moleskin trousers or a pair of high-quality dark jeans. Both are comfortable when well made, but they communicate something completely different. I care. I have standards. I respect you enough to present myself properly. And before you think I am being too harsh, let me give you a number. The global menswear market is projected to grow from $595 billion to $936 billion by the year 2033. Do you know what that means? It means more men are waking up to the power of the right appearance. It means competition is increasing. It means that if you are not paying attention to how you present yourself, you are already losing. The gender neutrality trend in fashion tries to convince you there is no longer a difference between what men and women should wear, but the market is proving otherwise. Men want to dress like men. They want structured shoulders. They want lapels that signal power. They want colors that command respect. And the brands that understand this are profiting while the ones fighting nature are closing stores. If you want to be taken seriously, if you want to move up in your career, if you want people to pay attention when you speak, and yes, if you want women to see you as a man, not as a boy, then you need to dress accordingly. No excuses, No halfway points. No talk about how looks do not matter. Appearance is everything. It is not the only thing, but it is the first thing. It is what opens or closes doors before you even speak. Here is a truth that will sting. Grooming is an indicator of self-respect. A study published in Psychology Today showed a direct correlation between how much care a man gives to his appearance and the respect he has for himself. Let that sink in. That beard you let grow any which way. It is telling the world that you do not care enough about yourself to spend 5 minutes trimming it. That hair you have not cut in 3 months. It is screaming that you have given up. And I am not saying you need a handlebar mustache or a $100 haircut every week. I am saying that grooming shows character. A man who keeps his beard tidy, even if it is just running clippers over it every weekend, is showing discipline. A man who gets regular haircuts is showing that he pays attention to detail. And if you are losing hair, shave it. Seriously. There is no look more masculine and powerful than a man who takes control of the situation and shaves his head. You turn a perceived weakness into a declaration of dominance. Dwayne Johnson, Jason Statham, Vin Diesel. These men are not hiding anything. They are saying, "This is who I am. Deal with it." That same attitude needs to be in every choice you make, every suit, every shoe, every tie. It is not about blindly following rules. It is about understanding the principles behind the rules and then using them strategically to get what you want. Do you want to know why men like Harvey Specter seem so confident? Because they know exactly what message they are sending. Every morning, when he puts on that impeccable suit, that perfect silk tie, those Oxford shoes polished to a mirror shine, he is arming himself for the day. He is not just getting dressed, he is preparing to win. And now tell me, are you doing the same? If you want to turn your elegance into power, if you want to learn how to dress like a man who commands respect, if you are tired of being ignored and want to be noticed for the right reasons, then subscribe to the Man of Elegance channel. Activate the bell so you do not miss any videos, and leave a like if you understand that fashion is not luxury. It is power. Because in the end, you might have the best argument in the world. You might have the best idea. You might be the most qualified person in the room. But if you do not look like someone who should be taken seriously, no one will give you that chance. The world judges you in 7 seconds. 7 seconds to decide if you are a leader or a follower. If you are someone important or just another face in the crowd. Your clothing is your statement before you say a word. So, what is yours saying about you right now? Is it saying that you have standards, that you respect yourself, that you are in control? Or is it saying that you have given up, that comfort matters more than impression, that you are not willing to make the effort? There are 2 types of men in the world, those who wear clothes and those who use clothes as weapons. Harvey Specter uses his clothing as a weapon. Every detail is calculated, every choice is strategic, from fabric to cut, from color to fit. Nothing is accidental. Everything serves one purpose: domination. And the best part, you do not need to be a Wall Street attorney to do the same. You do not need $5,000 suits. You need to understand the principles. You need to invest in fit. You need to choose quality over quantity. And above all, you need to stop apologizing for wanting to look powerful. Because being masculine is not about being aggressive. It is not about being disrespectful. It is about having confidence in who you are and not being afraid to show it. It is about walking into a room and knowing that you belong there. It is about making people stop and pay attention, not because you shouted, but because you had enough authority to whisper. And that starts with what you wear. So stop hiding behind comfortable clothing. Stop using your comfort zone as an excuse for mediocrity. Stop saying appearance does not matter when you know it does. Everyone knows it does. The difference is that some men do something about it, and others keep complaining that the world does not recognize them. Do you want to be recognized? Dress to be recognized. Do you want respect? Dress to be respected. Do you want power? Dress with power. It is that simple. It is not easy. It requires investment. It requires effort. It requires that you stop doing the minimum and start doing what is necessary. But the reward is that you will never walk into a room and be ignored again. You will never feel small again. You will never wonder why others get what you want, because you will understand that they are not better than you. They simply present themselves better. And now, you will too.